there's no way you can respond. So hopefully it's working out okay. So the Dharma talk today will be, actually this is an old writing that I did several years ago, and I am in the process of preparing to compile these into another volume of the Lotus Path book, and as part of that process I need to edit them and polish them up a little bit. So anyway, so this is today is about setbacks and overcoming setbacks. Perhaps none of you all have ever had a setback in your life, but I know that I have. So numerous times in my life, and I'm sure in yours also, I've experienced setbacks or roadblocks or even dead ends. More often than I can count, my strategic planning fell to pieces because of some unexpected circumstances. Many times my best laid plans became impossible to complete. My first attempt at college came to a halt due to a lack of money and the Vietnam War. After my discharge from the Marine Corps, finding a job was tough. Some employers didn't want to hire a Vietnam veteran, or I lacked the necessary skills. Even becoming a Buddhist was met with strong objection by my superiors in the Marine Corps. The difficulties did not stop even after my second or third attempts to go back to college, where again money and life interfered. Sometimes finding jobs was challenging when my partner and I would move because of his transfer. He was in the Navy. Sometimes the economic environment made finding jobs difficult. Even daily home life needed to meet unexpected events when income dried up or something broke. Making every effort to ensure the ability to survive setbacks does not always ensure things will go smoothly. Let me read that last sentence again. Making every effort to ensure the ability to survive a setback does not always ensure things will go smoothly. However, I can say that without any planning, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. So one of the things I've learned over the years, and Buddhism is the road, over the years in Buddhism, is the road of life is not always easy. I probably don't need to tell you all that. Our circumstances in life may not always be our own doing and beyond our control. The reaction to those events is entirely controllable by us. Perhaps most important is that happiness lies in the continuing journey and not the waypoints along the path. Psychologists and therapists frequently talk about resilience, the ability to pick oneself up and re-enter the stream of life. There are some basic attributes of those who have resilience, and three of them are persistence, perspective, and support. I guess I need to find another word for support that begins with a P, and that way I can have a three-word alliteration. I love alliterations. Anyway, so persistence is somewhat seemingly obvious. You just keep trying. It isn't quite that simple, though. In chapter 2 of the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha says that many people try to stop suffering by suffering. So we could look at any compulsive or addictive behavior, not always drugs, but it's frequently sometimes to alleviate some suffering or to fulfill a need for excitement or gratification. So and so it's to eliminate some suffering that activity is engaged in, and that is suffering itself. So it compounds the problem. We can liken this to not applying wisdom to understanding the true nature of the problem. Thinking of problems as doors through which we need to pass might help illustrate this. Sometimes we may eventually just beat down the door, and that may be appropriate. At other times, we might achieve better results by using a different approach or locating the key. There may be even times when the search for a different door is most appropriate. So another path. Persistence and wisdom are necessities. Perspective. Perspective frequently comes from time or distance. A significant event in your life is powerful and challenging. Time may not erase the memory, nor should it always. Your relationship with that event can change with the passage of time, even your understanding of the event. When looked at from a distance of either time or emotion, it is possible to see how your life has adapted and survived, and that event was not the end. It may not have been what you expected, and most likely not what you wished. An ability to allow for perspective does not mean to forget and move on. A distance of time or emotion allows for necessary space in your life to adjust to the new reality. Over time, you can see how you survived and perhaps thrived. And Buddhism teaches us perspective by understanding that this life is a trajectory towards and in enlightenment. This trajectory is not a smooth one when viewed close, but when it's seen at a distance, in other words, when looking back, that same trajectory smooths out. So my life has been like this, but looking back, the overall trend is this way. Or down, or something. Maybe it's just like this. So in Buddhism, we practice being in the here and now. However, practice is not about the here and now. Support comes from many places, the final of the three. Support comes from many places. It could come from our friends, if we have the right kind of friends. And in Buddhism, we talk about good friends and bad friends, and good friends from a Buddhist perspective do not always make us feel good, but they are the ones that encourage us and challenge us and support us in our Buddhist practice. And bad friends frequently make us feel good, but do not support our Buddhist practice. So it's kind of the opposite of what you think. So it could come from many places, but only if we have the wisdom to look in the best places. Buddhism offers the support of teachers, Sangha, and our daily practice and study. In other spiritual communities or congregations, these same supports are present frequently. They are present for each of us to take advantage of. However, failing to use them does not indicate the inefficiency of the support. So let me rephrase that. If you do not use the support, it does not mean the support is bad. It just means you didn't use it. And frequently I hear those kinds of comments. Well, I went once and they didn't help me. Well, that's not exactly the same thing. So we have to use the tools that are available to us. And if one particular hammer or screwdriver doesn't work, you go find another one. So, if a person who is drowning does not grab hold of the life preserver, then it isn't the fault of the person throwing the life preserver, nor is it the life preserver's fault for not saving the person. If you have abandoned your spiritual resources, consider either reconnecting or discovering new sources. So, if something did not work for you in the past, it may have changed, or maybe it might be wise to find another place for support. Don't let that be a sticking point. You're not stuck there. As a chaplain, it is often noticeable the differences in patients who have spiritual resources and use them, and those who do not. Remember, it is the accumulation of effort over time with the support of others that will result in a lifetime of happiness and enlightenment. So that's my prepared Dharma talk for today, and I leave those thoughts with you for the end of the year approaches. And if anybody wants a copy of it, except for the ad-lib parts, the extemporaneous parts, it is available. You can find it on Facebook, Medium, Twitter. Yeah, it's out there this morning. So I got at 4:30 this morning and was able to get some work done. So any questions? And let me bear with me one second, folks. Guys here.